We went to the moon 6 times, but some people have a hard time believing it. They find it awfully convenient that only NASA is capable of taking pictures of the landing sites. By pointing this out, they reveal just how little research they've done on the topic. Let's take a look at 4 other countries that have photographed Apollo landing sites. We'll go in order of image resolution from low to high, so be sure to stick around to see who has the clearest images. We'll start off with JAXA's Kaguya orbiter. Japan launched their Kaguya orbiter in 2007, and it was retired in 2009. It had a 1080p video camera that captured hours of stunning video footage, including a flyover of Apollo 11. It mapped 99% of the moon and captured some areas at 33 feet per pixel. This is Tranquility Base at 33 feet per pixel. At this resolution, the lander is less than a pixel across. If we overlay more detailed imagery, we can see a pair of light craters underneath a dark patch surrounding the lander. Going back to Kaguya's image, you can make out the light and dark patches that correspond to the double crater and the darker landing area. Despite the low resolution, all of the visible features align with NASA imagery. Next, we have CNSA's Chang'e 2 orbiter. China launched their Chang'e orbiter in 2007. It mapped the entire moon at a resolution of 23 feet per pixel before visiting an asteroid and exploring deep space. We lost contact with it in 2014. In China's image, the same light double crater and dark landing area show up. China took their images at lunar noon, so there isn't as much contrast from the shadows. All of the visible features align with NASA's imagery. Next up is CASA's Danuri orbiter. South Korea launched their Danuri orbiter in 2022. It should remain active through 2027. This is the first image that clearly shows the lunar module descent stage. They released a second image of this area at lunar evening, providing 2 beautiful forms of evidence for Apollo history. All of the visible features align with NASA's imagery. Coming in second place, we have NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. The US launched the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter in 2009 and is expected to be active into the 2030s. It has imaged the entire moon several times over, and NASA has published hundreds of passes of this area at different times of lunar day, with resolution around 1.5 feet per pixel. That's about as good as most commercial Earth imaging satellites. You can see the descent stage, the seismometer, the reflective cover for the seismometer, the retroreflector, and the paths made in the lunar dust as Buzz and Neil carried out their experiments. You can match the locations of craters to photos taken during the mission. It all lines up. Finally, there's ISRO's Chandrayaan 2 orbiter. India launched Chandrayaan 2 in 2023. It's still active today. It has a maximum surface resolution of 10 inches per pixel, which provides twice as much detail as the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. The original image was black and white, but I found it so beautiful and so detailed that I couldn't resist colorizing it. This is the closest and most detailed view of Tranquility Base since we left it on July 21, 1969. You can see the descent stage in detail. You can see the legs, the ladder, the modularized equipment stowage assembly, the plume deflectors, and there's a clear shape to the main body. You can see the life support systems that were thrown out of the hatch to the base of the ladder. You can even see this bag of astronaut poop discarded under the right side of the descent stage. The seismometer and retroreflector are visible and have some definition. Every single tiny crater can be matched to Apollo 11 photographs. As a bonus, here's Chandrayaan's image of Apollo 12. You can see a very well-defined descent stage, clear footprints leading in all directions, the shadow of the US flag, the high-gain antenna, the life support systems, the experiments package, and even the Surveyor 3 spacecraft that scouted out the area before the mission. Every beautiful detail can be matched to NASA imagery. I found this image so striking and tangible that I couldn't resist combining it with a 3D model of the landing site and a few free NASA 3D assets to reconstruct the whole scene in 3D. It's almost as good as being there, and I can match every photo from the mission to details that show clearly in Chandrayaan's image. Even when you combine data from different space agencies, it all fits together perfectly. If there is some kind of conspiracy, then these 5 countries and all of their government officials and scientists are in on it and are working from the exact same model. Or it might just be possible that they're looking at the same real moon with the same surface features and the same evidence left behind by actual Apollo missions. If you're still skeptical that we really went to the moon, take a look at your government. Almost weekly there's a news story of classified information being leaked, corruption and scandal being exposed, cybersecurity failures, or political rivals airing each other's dirty laundry. Real governments are messy and leak constantly. Most major government secrets have a very short shelf life.
I have never obstructed justice. I'm not a crook.
Knowing this, how could the US government, along with roughly 400,000 scientists, engineers, technicians, contractors, and support staff, have pulled off a flawless conspiracy for over 60 years? How have there been no whistleblowers, defectors, or slip-ups? How could they have fooled the Soviet Union, which had every incentive to disprove the landings if there were any room for doubt? And why, decades later, do independent space agencies in multiple countries continue to produce images and data that confirm the same story? At what point does a conspiracy become so large, so international, and so persistent that it stops being a conspiracy at all and becomes reality? Give it some thought and comment below if you still think there's something I'm missing. If you're interested in looking at these images for yourself, the rest of the video will show you how to find them. If not, please like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions you want answered in future videos. Thank you for watching. For those of you sticking around, all of the websites that I show will be linked in the description. Let's start with the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. They have the most simple interface and the largest collection of close-up imagery. You can find it through their LunaServe portal that I'll link below. Just zoom into your area of interest, turn on the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter narrow-angle camera overlay in the Regional Products area of the drop-down menu, and then draw a bounding box around your area of interest. You can then look through 20 to 100 passes of that area and download the ones you like. They'll be TIFF files around 50 megabytes each. India's website requires more effort. You'll have to create a free account, turn on the Chandrayaan 2 Optical High-Resolution Calibrated Product option in the Instrument Footprints area of the drop-down menu, and select from one of the limited areas that they have available. They'll send you a 500 megabyte file that requires unzipping, then viewing in PDS4 Viewer. You open the XML file rather than the IMG file and click View. The file is uncompressed raw data and covers a huge area, so you'll need a good computer to load and view the file. I was unable to successfully convert the file to anything more user-friendly, so I had to take screen grabs at 2x magnification and stitch the files together. South Korea doesn't publish their imagery, and the 2 images I posted are all that you can find online. China's website has a similar interface to NASA's. Translate the page to English if necessary, then choose the Chang'e 2 tab, and the DOM_7 meter option. I couldn't figure out how to filter the results using their latitude and longitude filters, but the file names contain the latitude and longitude values that they are centered on. I'll link the file name of the image that I found to make it easier for you to search. The file is a 1 GB TIFF. Japan's data is available from the USGS Astrogeology page. Just switch the map to Moon, choose the Kaguya Selene terrain camera monoscopic, and draw a box around the area of interest. The files are 30 to 50 megabytes and will look almost black until you adjust them in image editing software. Have fun exploring and let me know if you find anything exciting. I'll see you in the next video.